if it showed the world we will actually take action, we will destroy these nuclear facilities, let that be a warning to everybody else who wants to be a proliferator. So there's a strong argument for American intervention. I'm not going to make any prediction about whether Trump would actually do it.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Editor-in-Chief Hugo Gurdon. Hugo, you wrote in your column this week about Iran. One interesting development, you noted it was almost a relief to you to see that Iran was still firing missiles at southern Israel, because it suggested that Iran wasn't going to give the world any way to pressure Israel into cooling it, right?
Yeah, I did say that, and I didn't want it to sound harsh. One of the reasons why it could be a relief to me was that the attacks on Israel are mostly being intercepted. Mostly the Iranian attacks have not been effective. Obviously, they have just hit a hospital, and it is awful that civilians should be killed by Iranians attacking civilian areas, etc. So it was not, I think, it was not a callousness in that regard. But it seems to me important that in conjunction with the fact that Iran wants talks, President Trump has said, Iran absolutely wants talks. That seems to me a very bad idea. The fact that Iran was still firing missiles and not giving anybody the opportunity to say, look, Iran is behaving in a way which suggests it wants to de-escalate, it meant that the Israeli destruction of Iran's military capabilities could continue. So to that extent, when you see Iran firing missiles, obviously one hopes that they will be shot down and intercepted, as most of them are, but it also means that the Ayatollahs are not doing anything to put pressure on Israel to cease hostilities.
So you mentioned that Iran is making noise that it wants to negotiate now. Donald Trump has sort of entertained that. He said, I would consider having the Iranians here at the White House should the Iranians be given the opportunity to enter negotiations now.
No, I don't think so. I think the only talks that we should be having with Iran is about their capitulation, at the very minimum, on the entire elimination of their nuclear program. Of course, Iran would like to talk rather than be beaten into a pulp. Of course, Iran and the regime would like it to be given the opportunity to regroup, to reconsider, to string America and Israel along. It's exactly the same as when Hamas, after its attack on Israel on October the 7th, 2023, and of course one should remember that Hamas is a proxy for Iran, just like Hezbollah attacking on October the 8th. Of course they want talks rather than being beaten. When a side does not get the opportunity, a nation or a terrorist organization does not get the opportunity, or should not be given the opportunity, to string along its enemies when the enemies turn around and counterattack and beat it. Talks with Iran now on any matter other than its capitulation would be simply a way of allowing it to regroup and get its strength back, get its organization back, have world sympathy drain away for Israel's attack on its military facilities, and give it another chance for a future war against Israel.
The debate now here in the U.S., at least, is whether President Trump should take offensive action against Iran to take out what's left of its nuclear capabilities. Do you think doing so would be a good strategy, and are there domestic political risks for Trump doing that?
There are certainly risks, and Trump's own supporters are somewhat divided on whether or not it would be a good idea. Iran's nuclear program has been looming over the Middle East for decades, at least for all of this century so far. There is a unique opportunity right now. Iran has no air defenses. The skies over Iran have been cleared by the Israelis. Organizations like the Foundation for Defense of Democracies here in the United States have said, look, you could fly B-2 bombers from here, from Missouri, where they're based, to Iran, refueling them, deliver the bunker buster bombs, which would destroy the nuclear enrichment program under the mountain in Fordow, they could fly back. That would be the end of American involvement. Now, of course, there are risks. You never, it's said that you don't know how, that the war plan lasts only up until the first shots are fired. Well, you could say you can deliver the missiles, you could destroy the nuclear facilities. America would not have to do anything other than that. You never know quite what will happen, so there is always a risk. But there is that thought that, my goodness, we've been saying that we have to get rid of these nuclear facilities. They are clearly aimed at building nuclear weapons. Iran's nuclear program is now pretty much defenseless. If you're not going to take them out now, when would you ever do it? Mm-hmm. There's an argument that actually American deterrent capability and its deterrence would be greatly enhanced if it actually took action now, if it showed the world we will actually take action, we will destroy these nuclear facilities. Let that be a warning to everybody else who wants to be a proliferator. So there's a strong argument for American intervention. I'm not going to make any prediction about whether Trump will actually do it.
Well, Hugo, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more from Hugo and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.